believe me, just watch.
Yeah, we're looking at the new logo here from Marble on the Wall. This is great. We're joined with Ted Rice and Len Romano. Len,
correct.
You are with Ripe Inc., and you helped Ted and the guys at Marble rebrand. But you guys tonight have a very special, awesome thing going on.
Yeah, we love to release new beers on a regular basis, and we love to show off the great work that Ripe has done with us. And so we have our Imperial Red release tonight.
So I'm familiar with the red. I love the red. I had one last night.
So you can imperialize or double any sort of core style. So a red ale, it's a color. We choose our red ale to be a really American hop-forward beer. And imperialize means that it's a bigger, stronger version meant to sort of dominate your palate. It's not a beer to be fussed with or...
when I hear imperials, I always think of like you think of the India Pale Ale and those kinds of beers. When you think of the imperial stouts and those kind of, is there any truth to the thing that was the beer that they had to make them stronger so they wouldn't go bad on military campaigns, or is that just total urban myth?
Yeah, long sea voyages, the beer would spoil over time. So higher alcohol content and a higher hopping rate would preserve the beer and inhibit bacterial infection. Yes.
I always assumed that was an urban myth. That's awesome.
No,
that's
it's all
awesome.
true.
So this is one that inhibits.
Yeah, this is a beer that's very durable. Yes.
Oh, it smells like the red, but it does smell like the strong red.
Yeah. So tons of American hops.
Yeah,
a lot of caramelized malts.
So this is being released tonight at Marble at a special.
Yes, and this is a beer that we've done on a regular basis over the years.
It's delicious.
But tonight we're releasing it in the bottled form, which we haven't had in a couple of years, with our new logo here.
Excellent.
So we're very excited about it. Len can talk a little bit about
these are giant bottles, by the way.
22 ounces. We call them dinner bottles. They're bottles made for sharing over a nice meal.
I'm going to have a sip of this here and see.
Please do.
Best breakfast beer I've had all day.
Best.
This is great. It's got a finish to it too.
Yeah, I mean, any great beer should have a depth of flavor from the beginning to the middle to the finish.
Right.
That's what you want to look for. If it's just kind of a one-note beer, it gets kind of boring and mundane.
Right.
This has a variety of flavors to flow through.
It does. I can taste like a caramely thing in the back, and we can talk about beer tasting all day, I'm sure. But one of the things that's fascinating is you guys, you've been around since 2008, and you always had the old logo, and now you have the new logo, and Len, you helped kind of bring that about. And what was, why did you guys decide you need the new logo? How did you decide on the new, I guess it's more of a Thunderbird looking logo?
Why did you decide?
Well, so I mean, I knew this town was thirsty for more beer, so we decided to open up a brewery and brew IPA and other hop-forward beers. And so we found a great location on 111 Marble Avenue.
Right.
And so we said, hey, what are we going to call this space? We're going to call it Marble Brewery. So the obvious move was to incorporate the circular marble into our image. And then as we grew up and developed and really kind of refined our brand and who we were, we still
have one of these around
we said,
here.
you know
One
what,
of our camera guys. One of the camera guys still has his marble can opener here. This is the old logo. It already seems so old.
Yes, and a lot of people would look at that logo and be like, what is that image inside the marble? And it was kind of confusing. So Len sent me an email after he saw an article in New Mexico Business Weekly and said, hey, I'd like to work for you guys.
And he just got back from England, and so we had something to talk about. And so, the redo of the visual identity happened not just, we'll put some pictures together and do this. We conducted extensive research first and did a lot of meetings and workshops with the staff, and we surveyed customers, and we looked at other breweries, and we really peeled back the layers and found the essence of Marble is this great thing of contrast. They're making a top-notch product, and they combine that, and there's authentic top-notch beer that's some of the best beer in the country, and they combine that approach with this welcoming, laid-back attitude to other things. So there was this great balance of things. So we wanted to really try and capture some of that, and they're so connected to the community in so many ways. And
so how did the bird then come about?
Well, yeah, they're an real bold and fearless company. The way that they brew beer and the way that they approach
Well, that sounds like brand guys speak, though. I mean,
Okay.
like, how do you come up with this stuff? I mean, for those of us that wonder about how you come up with
we did a brand
design.
profile workshop with Len and his wife Donna from Ripe, and we told them all about us. It was kind of like therapy. We just kind of opened up and we're like, this is who we are as a company, and you know, this is how we feel in our place in the brewing community, in our place in the brewing Southwest region. And so they presented us with 3 different options for direction with the re-imaging.
And,
cool.
and this one that they picked was probably, it was the most out there one. And the idea of the bird is, because they're so, you know, fearless and independent and bold, we thought a bird of prey is fearless and independent and bold, and it's clutching something very precious. You know, it's got a precious marble in its mouth, and we all like to put marble in our mouth. So, you know, and Albuquerque's embraced marble brewery as this precious thing. So, and the bird is, you know, holding on to this precious marble. So there is some connection there, and it doesn't matter if you get that or you don't get that. It's just a very bold and iconic look for a bold and iconic brewery. And we found that with a lot of craft brewers across the country, there was a lack of bold icons. You know, there are a few,
but yeah, you think of breweries and they do have like they'll have the hops on there, or they'll have like something real
kitschy
organic
images.
or kitschy images.
Yes.
and there's great design in craft brewing. It's a brilliant
But the ones
arena.
that stand out are the fat tire. You think of the bicycle, and you know the fat tires, and it's really, it sticks in your head as that. But there really aren't many that are that bold.
Right. And so it's not typical it's not a typical beer look, and we wanted to bring a new approach to it. And the fact that their beers are influenced by the big spaces that we've got, and the blue skies and the high desert, and you know, having some space on the labels was essential, and having on some of the other packaging there's streetscapes.
Well, the space on the labels, but you also have space on the boxes for something special. Am I right? For some artwork.
On the special labels, there's you mean these labels?
Yeah, well, there's art. Isn't the art from local artists on these?
Yeah, the series of special beers, we're using the labels as gallery space for some of the fantastic art that's happening, you know, on the murals downtown, and just giving them a wider audience. And all the artists have been contacted, and they've given the permission, and we just love being able to feature them. And actually, this beer, which is releasing tonight, the artist Frank Buffalo Hyde is going to be at the Downtown Marble pub to sell some art and talk about his work if anybody's interested in seeing him while they're quaffing one of these Imperial Reds.
So you guys have the downtown location, then you got 2 tap rooms now.
Yeah, yes, we have one on the west side of town at basically the corner of Unser and McMahon, and then we have a tap room in Santa Fe at the Luna development, which is 505 Cerrillos.
Excellent. And which one are you seeing the most traction? Are people in Santa Fe also getting this? Santa Fe doesn't have nearly the beer scene Albuquerque does. They have their own handful of breweries,
each location has its own unique vibe, but it's definitely a part of the whole, which is 111 Marble Avenue.
Right.
But yeah, everybody's got their loyal customers at each location, and we have music at the west side and also at downtown, and we're releasing the beer at all 3 locations tonight.
Excellent. So one of the things, how many, I guess, barrels of beer do you guys make a year these days? Is it almost 20,000?
No, we're getting up there, but we're still a very small craft brewery. So in 2014, we did about 12,800 barrels.
About 12,000.
Yeah, in 2009, we did about 5,000 barrels.
That's a huge growth in the last just 5 years.
Yes.
One of the things, and I think you and I have talked about this for business first, is the idea of the tax breaks for breweries. And if there was a weird tax thing that if you reached, I think it was 5,000 barrels, you were taxed at the highest rate, like overnight.
Yeah, you're penalized for growing, which is unfortunate. So we wanted the same sort of tax rate that's applied to the other great brewing states surrounding us, like Colorado.
Right. And has that helped you guys grow? I mean, would you have grown this much if you hadn't had?
We can definitely take that money and reinvest it in employees, in more equipment to produce more beer that people are craving for. So yeah, it's a great thing.
Right. And that, I know too, downtown, you guys, how are you canning and bottling this? Do you guys have your own system for doing it?
Yeah, people are surprised that we do everything right there at 111, where we brew everything there, can it all, package it all, and then we have our on-site space for enjoyment right there.
Excellent. We just got a little bit of time left. When we try this beer tonight, give me 3 things I should know about this beer. What should I be looking for when I taste it?
So when you taste it, first thing you're gonna notice is the really fruity, fragrant American hops. It almost has like a tropical and pine note to it. And then when you taste it, you're gonna get this resiny hop quality, but it's gonna be balanced with a lot of caramelized malts as well, and then a long bitter finish. And the flavor is almost kind of like this juicy combination of malt and hops into an explosion of kush, we like to say.
I can actually taste all of that in this.
Good, excellent.
It's excellent. Well, we're going to head on down to Marble tonight and have some more of these beers. Brewery back too with a lot more great morning brew with friends. We got Lanya Heitze coming in to tell us all about Love Reloaded and a whole lot more on the morning brew with friends. And